We're at the side of the road with this chain truck. The chain truck represents Chancroid, or as I like to call it, Chancroid. And check out this woman crying. Maybe it's because her car broke down. She's crying to represent the causative organism, which is Hemophilus Ducreyi, or Ducreyi. She has a red oval purse to help us remember that these are gram-negative Coccobacilli. She's in pain to symbolize that the ulcers in Chancroid are usually painful and purulent. Next to the woman, we have a shattered pearl necklace representing the painful inguinal lymphadenitis that occurs in Chancroid. On the other side of the road, there's a red ragged crater to help us remember the typical appearance of these ulcers, which is a ragged, undermined border with a fibrinous base. Two people are kissing in the crater to symbolize the kissing ulcers that are formed due to the apposition of skin. Notice how the truck is only on one side of the road to represent that Chancroid ulcers are typically unilateral. Flying overhead, we have a Z crow to help us remember Azithromycin, which is used to treat Chancroid. This woman didn't travel alone. She came with a group of fish. This group of fish that she brought with her represents the school of fish sign that's seen on histology for Chancroid. And notice the gem inside the fish tank. The gem represents the Giemsa stain that's used to identify Chancroid. Finally, check out this prostitute in the middle of the road wearing fishnet stockings. She represents that prostitutes are a major reservoir for Chancroid. Alright, before we head off the road, let's drive through the symbols one more time. The chain truck represents Chancroid. The woman crying on the side of the road represents the causative organism, which is Hemophilus Ducreyi. She has a red oval purse to represent that these are gram-negative Coccobacilli. She's crying in pain because Chancroid ulcers are typically painful and purulent. The shattered lymph node pearl necklace on the ground represents painful inguinal lymphadenitis. The ragged crater on the other side of the road represents the ragged undermined borders with a fibrinous base seen in Chancroid. The two people kissing inside represent the kissing ulcers that arise due to apposition of the skin. The truck being only on one side of the road symbolizes that the lesions in Chancroid are typically unilateral. The Z-crow flying overhead represents Azithromycin that's used for treatment. The school of fish represents the school of fish sign seen on histology for Chancroid. The gem inside the tank represents the Giemsa stain that can be used. Finally, the woman in fishnet stockings symbolizes that prostitutes are a major reservoir for Chancroid. Let's get back on the road and head over to our next stop, where we'll get to meet Mac the detective and learn more about the next infection that we cover, which is gonorrhea.